Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run. We're playing vanilla today in what will be, I believe, my very first video of 2024. So I hope that for those of you who celebrate your New Year's this time of year, you had a wonderful New Year's, and I hope that next year is going to go really well for you. I do want to say a very sincere thank you to those of you who've been watching my videos for the last 6 months since I restarted the channel after a 10-year break. Or those of you who are just joining recently. This has been one of the best things about this last year for me, is seeing the excitement and growth of the channel, so that's been really wonderful, and I hope that the silly video game videos have brought you some joy. Alright, let's see if we can start this year off with a win. Let's see what we get. Gladiator. So Gladiator with random weapons is a little bit, I don't know, it's kind of silly because you have to use 6 different weapons, but I think what we're going to do for Gladiator is roll just random weapons. So I'm just going to buy the first 6 melee weapons I see and see if we can win with those. I'm pretty sure I haven't done this already, but hopefully I haven't just duplicated the same challenge I've already done. I actually got a little bit paranoid that I had already done this, because for whatever reason this challenge sounded super familiar to me, but I haven't done this one yet. But I just went to quickly go check, so if you notice a glitch in the recording, that's why. Alright, let's random. We've got our Cacti Club to start with, and we're just going to buy, like I said, the first 5 melee weapons we see, which means we probably won't end up with a solid synergy tag or anything. Like, we're not going to get all primitive weapons or anything like that, because we're just going to buy whatever weapons the shop gives us. But I think that that will, generally speaking, be really fun as a challenge for this character. Do I want to pick up... Oh, I can't remember if Gladiator is one of the ones with a harvesting penalty. I think it is. I really should have reread the stats before starting this build. We obviously have negative luck, which we wouldn't mind repairing, but given that I think I'm just going to go for melee damage anyways, or HP. Yeah, so I'll just pick up HP. Okay, I could have picked up the harvesting, so that would have worked a little better. Oh no, the first 2 weapons are elemental weapons. So that's going to divide our damage between 2 different damage types, which is really bad. We really would have preferred to avoid that, but we're going to have Torch and Plank. At least Plank does scale with melee damage, but in general, you would prefer not to have multiple different damage types when you're doing something like this. I'll lock the bag here, lock the cake, and reroll, see what other weapons we get, and sure, I'll buy a lightning shiv. I guess we're just going for an elemental sub-theme, because we've got 3 elemental weapons already, and I will lock the plank so that we can buy and upgrade the plank as well. So now we've got really good attack speed, and have also actually boosted our elemental damage up somewhat, so we can benefit from that. This also gives us 2 of the ways that the Gladiator can make ranged attacks with the Cacti Club and the Lightning Shiv. I don't know that that's super relevant, but it's kind of interesting. The fast attack speed of having 4 different weapons for the Gladiator gives you one of the best level 2 clear speeds in the game, like wave 2 clear speeds. So you'll notice we have 46 materials. A lot of characters will end up with only like 30 after wave 2, because you don't have the starting materials and you end up with pretty low income off of the first wave. I'm gonna either reroll this or take the damage. I think I'm gonna reroll this and see if we can get just some elemental damage or maybe HP. I'm just gonna buy HP here. Alright, we've got a Thief Dagger, which will be doing almost nothing for us, I suspect. But that's the weapon that we've gotten, and we'll buy the plank, and I'm going to leave these uncombined until we see another weapon, but let's re-roll and see what we get. I didn't actually need to roll for weapons specifically, because we're just buying random weapons, but I was sort of hoping that I could get a weapon that's a copy of another weapon, and then lock one of those and upgrade. So I guess Ghost Axe is on the left, so we have to go with that over Scissors. And then do I want to re-roll this and see if I can roll one I already have? It would basically be rolling the Scissors for a guaranteed look at a weapon to see if I could, spending 4 for a guaranteed re-roll of a weapon, to see if I could lock one that I already have and can upgrade it. I think I'm not going to worry about that. We'll just save the 4. Re-rolling with only 1 open slot just seems kind of goofy. I think I've gotten a couple... Yeah, I'm actually getting money off the Thief Dagger, which I really wasn't expecting. But I guess we do have 2 precise weapons, so we have some mild synergy from that. We've got some synergy bonuses more than I expected. We've got 3 elemental, we have 2 precise. I'll take the propeller hat. Even with negative luck, it can still be worth it to build luck on this character. And then, do I want elemental damage or melee damage? I think it's still right to just buy melee damage for this character over the elemental damage, even though we have a few. I'll take elemental when it starts showing up later, but for the most part, I think we just want melee. I think this is a regen build, not a lifesteal build, so I'm just going to take the 1 armor here. Let's take the bag and the... I have to combine and buy the ghost axe here, and then I will buy the cake, lock the gentle alien, and throw in a reroll. This will guarantee us a weapon, which will give us at least a chance at rolling one of these. Still missed that, but let's try that again. And this lets me upgrade all my weapons, so now I actually have the whole shop locked. I wasn't expecting to lock the entire shop, but that will save us some money by buying items priced at Wave 3 prices in the Wave 4 shop. It does mean that we missed on actually re-rolling items for the next shop. Hoping to build some regen pretty soon. If we can get a fairy, that would help a lot. The ghost axe giving us a few points of percentage damage is certainly not irrelevant if we can manage any of that. And similarly, the thief dagger, if we can build up any crit chance, giving us some money, will be reasonably useful as well. 10 luck, 6 dodge. I could start building dodge. We will want dodge later on. I could also just re-roll this for another more valuable stat now. I think I'm going to do that, because if I roll even just melee damage or movement speed or armor, attack speed, I mean, any of these are great. With 80% attack speed, I'm not going to focus on buying attack speed, but any of these stats are really good. I'm just going to take the melee damage to ensure that our clear speed is continuing to increase. Start with the gentle alien and the tree, and then I can't quite afford to buy both of these, unfortunately. So I guess I'd rather upgrade the lightning shiv. If I'd made 3 more materials, it would have been so much better, because then I'd have gotten a free reroll. As is, I'll still spend 6 on a reroll here. Cute monkey is going to be good. It's a great way to heal on this character, because you don't use the range damage at all, obviously, and cute monkey when you don't suffer from the downside is actually a really solid way to heal. I should check the stats on the ghost axe and the thief dagger soon too. Yeah, the lightning shiv bouncing damage is coming into play a little bit here. Kind of nice. Just having 80% attack speed, even with this very motley assortment of weapons, is such a huge boost for this character. I do need to increase my flat damage a little bit and my percentage damage if possible. We have a bunch of weapons that scale pretty badly off of damage, so I'm hoping I can increase that. I'll just take 1 armor. With negative luck, you're not going to roll leveled up. You're not going to have level 2 level ups very often, or increased level ups. So it's better just to take these. You get less value from re-rolling your level ups than other characters, although I'll still happily take the melee damage here. Cute monkey, yes. Upgraded cacti club, yes. Do I want the fuel tank? 4 elemental damage is a lot, so it would help with the torch, it would help with the plank, and it would help with the lightning shiv. But it cost me 1 melee damage. With 15 melee damage, I think this is actually worth it. I'm going to buy that and reroll. Take the fertilizer. Still, even going into Wave 6, that'll be nice. And the Lumberjack shirt, I think, will be worth buying. Incendiary turret, we're going to pass on. The reason I think the fuel tank was worth it is that we have lots of flat melee damage. And one of the things that I'm sort of hoping we can get out of this build is to make this plank have decent clear speed. So anything that increases its damage is worth a lot, because it's one of the best ways for us to kill groups of enemies. And the Lightning Shiv similarly fills a similar function as well, just clearing large piles of enemies. In terms of single target DPS, we really don't have a weapon that's kind of specialized in that, but the 80 attack speed might be good enough, so hopefully that will be enough to get us elite kills. That was very nice that we got a crate, which also had a very good item in it for us, because we need percentage damage. We're very unlikely to get crate drops, because we have minus 20 luck. Could take 8 harvesting here. We're also about to buy a fertilizer, so that would stack well with the fertilizer. I think I'll just do that. And then here I'm going to buy the lumberjack shirt, fertilizer. We're just going to buy this whole shop. Even with lowered luck, consumable healing is still really good, because you're guaranteed one from a tree. We've got additional tree spawns, so the consumable healing will still come up. And I want to start building HP regen pretty early if possible. Sharp bullet would reduce my damage by 5%, but give me piercing on the lightning shiv projectile. I don't think that's worth it by itself. So let's just roll past this whole mess. You can see this is where the Gladiator really suffers, because if this were a normal character, we could take a lightning shiv and build towards a higher leveled one. But with Gladiator, you need to roll weapons that are at exactly the level of the weapon you have in order to upgrade your weapons at all. Oh yeah, also the Ghost Axe has given us 3% damage, and the Thief Dagger has been worth 14 materials. Not amazing, but still pretty nice. An upgraded Ghost Axe will help a lot. And let's also, I guess, upgrade the Torch. I'm going to lock this because percent damage is good. And while I did buy the fuel tank last time, do I still want to buy it this time? Yeah, it's still a pretty efficient way to buy elemental damage, so I'm going to keep buying fuel tanks, I think. Because we are the Gladiator and have really high attack speed is the best way to deal single target damage, typically. Most important stat for that. So we're very good at clearing through these slashers. So I'm letting the eggs hatch so that we can maximize our income this wave. This build is kind of doing a little bit of something that I'm often guilty of, and that I think is one of the ways that you lose this game the most often, which is just buying a little bit of every stat rather than actually buying the stats you need. But I guess that's kind of on theme for the Gladiator. Here I'll just take some regen, we need to increase that. And then we will buy the fuel tank and the damage here. I'm not going to reduce my armor for the Gummy Berserker, we need to increase armor. I'll take the coupon though. 2 melee damage. On the Hedgehog, I don't think that's worth it. I'm just going to roll past this whole mess. I think I will buy the Scar. We're still early enough in the game that I think it will be worth it. XP is less valuable on this character than on other characters, but Scar just is really good if you get it early, like before wave 9 usually. I like to buy it only quite early typically, only if I get it before wave 3. Like in my first 3 shops, I'll usually lock it and then not buy it after that. But we are also low HP, and Scar is secretly an HP item because every level gives you health. So I think I am going to buy the Scar. This could be a mistake, though. I don't know that that's correct. We'll lock the Torch because might as well upgrade our weapons. I was going to go kill this guy, but he just like wandered off in the other direction. Usually they're supposed to come towards you, but that one had some pretty weird pathing. They don't come directly towards you, but they're supposed to maintain a distance from you, the chargers, and then charge when they get close enough. So we've got quite low regen. I have 1% lifesteal. We do have, because of the Lightning Shiv and the Cacti Club, a bunch of ways to apply extra lifesteal. I need to play this next little bit quite carefully because I took a bunch of extra damage there. Ended up losing actually quite a lot of money because I took all those hits, so that meant that I had to play very carefully during the part of the wave that I needed to be playing more aggressively. I've reduced my dodge enough that I don't know if I actually want to be buying dodge. I'm going to take the 9 HP here because we need max HP, and I'll take the percent damage so that we can actually kill stuff ever. Upgrade the torch. Definitely buy the defective steroids. Our attack speed is already great, and we need both max HP and melee damage. Roll here. Scared Sausage. Yeah, I'm going to buy the Scared Sausage. We can apply that with the Lightning Shiv. We have good elemental damage, and we're building percentage damage anyways, so that actually will be a meaningful contributor to our damage output, I think. And then here I'm going to buy the Lure, because Lure is obviously incredible, and we need regen anyways. So I'm hoping that we can build a decent amount of percent damage off of our Ghost Axe this level. So I'm trying to approach... Notice that our Ghost Axe is in the top left here. I'm trying to approach these groups of enemies from the bottom right so that our Ghost Axe gets as many of the kills as I can arrange. So that's why I'm doing this kind of loop back towards these enemies. Basically, if I can pick up like 3 or 4% damage off the Ghost Axe, I feel like this wave, that would be awesome. We also actually got kind of lucky weapon spawns this level because I have my torch in the top right, which is unlikely to kill-steal the Ghost Axe, since so much of its damage is from the fire rather than its base damage. Also got 3 crates despite negative 20 luck, which is not bad. I'm going to recycle this, although there's some consideration to taking unique level 1s just in case we roll Fairy. We haven't rolled Fairy, so recycle it. Definitely take this. We don't care about losing luck, and we want the regen. And we'll recycle this because it's unfortunately not very useful. Here I'm just going to take more regen, I think. If I can get this to like 30 or so, I'll be a lot more comfortable. And then here, 3 elemental damage is great. Let's sell the Cacti Club and buy the level 3, which is something you unfortunately have to do when you have these weapon setups like this. Do I want Ugly Tooth? My speed is already negative. It's very good against elites. Makes it much easier to dodge them. I think I'll pick it up and I'll prioritize getting speed. Baby Gecko I'm going to pass on. Although, actually, I have Cute Monkey and those two combo well together, so I'll buy it there. Just for that reason. Here we can buy a bunch of solid level 1 items and then roll again. And Riposte, I have no dodge, so I don't think I can afford to buy that. I'll buy the Injection. I have 2 armor and negative 4 dodge, so I just don't think it's worth buying the gambling token. Is it worth 80 just for 2 melee damage, though? My melee damage scaling is so weak on all these items. You'll notice only Ghost Axe scales 1-to-1 with melee damage, so I'm getting less value out of the damage than other characters would be getting. I think I'm just going to reroll this. Yeah, I'll take the alloy here. We want all of these damage types anyways, so, or at least the elemental and melee, and we don't hate the range for the Cacti Club, but we're never going to get that to a reasonable number. But 3 melee and 3 elemental damage I think is still worth buying, and 5% crit chance is nice as well. Lock this. My speed is so poor I'm not going to buy the helmet. I do want armor, but I really need to fix my speed, ideally before next wave when we have to fight an elite. So I'm going to heavily prioritize getting speed in this next shop and from this next level up screen. Even though with negative luck, we're unlikely to get great speed level ups, we still need to do that. I also probably can stop buying consumable heal now. We've got 7, and while it's really nice to have that available just for the trees, this character is generating so few consumables, thanks to our very low luck, that the consumable heal has a lot less value. It's still important to have some, because it really can save your butt in an emergency. But what I really need to focus on healing-wise is the cute monkey and the cute monkeys and the regen. I unfortunately have to recycle Weird Ghost. We don't have enough healing, and we're going into an Elite Wave. If it wasn't an Elite Wave, I would take it. I'll take 3 armor here, that's great. And then here, I'll take 9% speed. We need that as well. Alright, so now I have to... Oh, I actually wasn't going into an Elite Wave. Maybe I could have bought the Weird Ghost, and probably should have even. I'm going to recycle this Ghost Axe and buy a better Ghost Axe. It's given me 12% damage. That's pretty good. That's a quarter of my damage. And then I can't upgrade my torch here, but we'll buy 7% more damage. Reroll. Terrified Onion, sure. Just, that's fine. We need speed, and we don't care about losing luck. And I'll buy another tree. Reroll. We did get Fairy. That's very fortunate, and will give us 21 regeneration, which is incredible. I'll lock this metal as well, which will help a lot. So this shop was really, really good for us. We got to upgrade a weapon. Now we have a weapon that does 61 damage, and we got to buy Fairy, so now our healing problems are basically solved. If I get my armor and health up, I'll feel pretty good about this. We also fixed our speed issues. So yeah, suddenly feeling much, much better about this run. Although, of course, we still have some of the hardest waves ahead of us. We also have a bunch of bouncing attacks, which is going to make wave 14 harder. And my damage is still not good. So we're not out of the woods yet, but the increased speed and addition of a bunch of regen definitely made this a much smoother ride than it would have been otherwise. Pick up that loot box, which is great. Oh, I think I said I was lucky to get 3 loot crates earlier, but I had bought a lure. So we only got the 1 loot crate that actually dropped due to luck. Still lucky to find the lure, but not as good as I made it sound. I'll take the snail here. It's going to be more reduced enemy movement speed, which is very good against bosses. We'll take 3 armor. That helps a lot with our effective HP. Ooh, a sword. I do like sword, but we've got our 6 weapons. I'm not going to deviate from that just for a weapon like sword. I might sell one of these for a really cool weapon, like if we get an Excalibur or something. I'll definitely pick that up, but sword we don't need to deviate for. Ooh, a level 4 hammer. Is that cool enough? It is 200 damage a swing. That is kind of fun. I mean, we never see high-leveled hammers, so I'm going to go for that. I think that's just too fun to pass up. We'll take some HP and some melee damage as well. Save 100, I think, because there's not a lot I can get for 80 that will help against an elite. Although I guess any unique level 1 item is worth a regen as well. I think it's worth re-rolling here just in case. Crown, I don't think is going to pay for itself. We just don't have enough harvesting. I was hoping to roll just any level 1 item we didn't have, just to get a little more regen plus some value, but turned out I just wasted 25. That's okay. If I had that hammer with the massive attack speed from Gladiator, that would have been really awesome. For this wave. Would have let me kill that boss even much faster, but of course, just because we have 77% attack speed and pretty good damage overall, we were able to kill it pretty quickly. I think the game is trying to tell me that it doesn't want me to have a Thief Dagger because we've only got a level 1 one, so I think that's the one I'm going to sell for the hammer. Hammer's not like the most amazing item in the world or anything, but it's just that you almost never see leveled up hammers. I mean, it's just not an item not a weapon that gets used very often, so I just want to try it. Sure, I'll take this. We lose pickup range, which does suck, and range we don't really care about, but melee and elemental damage, well, we're using both of those. I'll take the snake, because we get a regen, and we've already got scared sausage, so that's very good. We don't need the cyber ball, though. Our luck is too bad for that. Just going to take 4 regen here. The more of that you stack together, the better. And we will sell this Thief Dagger, buy the hammer. Do I buy the sharp bullet as well? Oh, I meant to check how much the Thief Dagger had gotten us. I think it was about 30 materials, just to, you know, send it on its way with proper thanks. But forgot to. The question is, do I buy sharp bullet for the piercing on the lightning shiv and I guess the cactus club projectiles, which does make scared sausage better. It reduces my damage by 5%, but it gives me 1 regen. I think I will buy it, and I will also buy the snake. We're actually sort of secretly an elemental build now. Here, I don't really need any of these. While I could buy 1 elemental damage off the mutation, I don't think that's worth it. The tentacle crit could help heal. We have negative 1% crit chance because I just sold one of my 2 precise weapons. So I don't think we're ever going to build that much crit. But crit is a good way to increase my damage because I have very high flat and very high attack speed. So I guess we will actually probably want to start building crit pretty soon. So I'll lock the tentacle. While it won't be a lot of healing, we're pretty set on healing, and I think just buying critical strike is going to be an efficient way to increase my overall damage. And once I've bought that, then the healing will start to add up. Yeah, so this lightning shiv is really spreading that scared sausage fire around, which is pretty fun. Because it's bouncing, it's piercing, thanks to the sharp bullet, and every time it hits something, it spreads to 2 things, thanks to the snake. And it does 50 damage a tick, because we have really solid elemental damage. So this is a very weird Gladiator build. Not what I would have predicted when we were starting this run. But that's one of the cool things about these random challenges is you end up playing characters and weapon types you wouldn't otherwise play. I'm going to take the boxing glove for the 1 regen, although it will be a slight downside to have this knockback, I think. More enemies is more good, so we'll take the mouse. And then 9% speed, going up to 18% or 7% crit chance. I do want to build crit chance, but I think speed will be more useful in the immediate term. So I'm going to buy the speed here. We will buy the tentacle, metal. Well, there goes all my crit chance, but I guess I shouldn't have bought tentacle once I was going to buy the metal, actually. Yeah, I just kind of did that on autopilot, but when I was reducing my crit chance, again, it just didn't seem correct to do that. Hey, we can upgrade our plank. But I think I want the little muscly dude before I upgrade the plank, because max HP is the thing I want most going into wave 14. And I will also buy the plant, lock the plank. So now I've got 44 regen, 66 max HP, and 10 armor. While I do also have minus 10% dodge, I think our defensive stats are in a reasonable spot. If I could get my dodge high enough relatively cheaply, that would be the best way I could increase my survivability, but with negative 10%, I think it's going to be quite difficult to reach that point, so I'm not going to prioritize that unless we get like a cape or something along those lines. That makes it very easy to reach high dodge. You can see that because I have all these bouncing attacks and the fire, it's quite difficult for me to avoid breaking the summoners, and so the goobers are getting everywhere. But at least we also have pretty good AoE, and we've got great regen to clear through the goobers. So I don't have to worry too much about the number of them on the field. Have to say my income per wave is not that impressive right now. Even though I feel like my clear speed should be pretty good, but I think we're doing okay still. I'll buy the percent damage here. I could buy Pocket Factory, actually. We've got Lumberjack Shirt, and I've got a Scared Sausage, as well as 2 snakes. So Pocket Factory could spread a lot of pretty high damaging fire around. Yeah, let's just do that. Buy the snake and the plank, and then re-roll. Dynamite, while I guess it buffs the plank, and it's a regen from fairy. I'll buy the compass, I think, as well. No, I don't think I need the compass. Do I want whetstone though? So lifesteal isn't a huge contributor to our healing, but more healing is really powerful for this character, and yeah, I think I do want the whetstone. It's just a really efficient way to buy lifesteal. We attack really fast, so even though we're a melee character, we do still benefit pretty strongly from lifesteal. Will be good for fighting bosses, especially. Pocket Factory, obviously the engineering component of it isn't a huge boost to our damage, but because we have a bunch of trees, and we have Lumberjack Shirt, that combo will spawn a lot of turrets, and those turrets can apply a lot of fire from our Scared Sausage. So that's the theory. I don't think it's going to end up being a massive contributor to our wave clear, but it's a fun combo on a character that is really doing well at just being fun to play, so I really wanted to lean into that. Still getting a few points of damage here and there from the Ghost Axe. Not a lot, but enough that it is adding up. Yeah, you can see a lot of stuff's actually dying over there thanks to the fire from our Pocket Factory turrets. I'll take the duct tape. We don't have one, so it's a regen. We get an armor, and the engineering actually does now help because we have the turrets. And here I'll just take 15% attack speed, I think. While I am going to buy some lifesteal, I would prefer to just have really fast clear speed. Take this. Do I have a beanie already? I'll probably buy it regardless of whether I have one, but if I don't have one, I get a regen off it. Scared Sausage, that's awesome because we're actually kind of leaning into this part of the build. Is it worth it to buy Pencil for 1 regen and I guess 2 engineering? I'm thinking no still. While regen does stack well with itself, we don't really need to do that too heavily. Take the Gentle Alien though and reroll. And yeah, I'll just take the Lure here, I think. Hedgehog we don't have one of, and 2 melee damage at this point is worth it. Basically spending 85 for 2 melee damage, though, I think that's still not actually good. 2 flat damage is a tiny percentage of our damage, and it's value neutral on the regen, because we lose 1 but gain 1 from the fairy. So I think we'll just pass. The second Scared Sausage helps a ton with basically all the things we're doing. You can see we are spreading fire around everywhere, and all of the Pocket Factory turrets are going to continue to spread even more fire. It's so important to make the chance of spreading fire higher when you're doing a fire build, because it just makes each attack... The fire, of course, gains value the longer it is on the field, right? The sooner it's applied, the more damage it's going to do. So it makes each attack so much more valuable when you're trying to apply the flames. So any, like, non-fire-based mage build, for example, really needs to find a second Scared Sausage early. Otherwise, you're going to struggle. I'm going to recycle the Bean Teacher. We're already well past the point where the 40% XP game will be worth very much. I'll take the Charcoal here. We do lose 2 harvesting, but we get 2 damage types we want and a regeneration. And then Gambling Token. How likely is it that I get enough dodge that it matters if I do this? I think very unlikely, so I'm just going to recycle that. I could have gotten, so if I'd bought that, I could be up to 4% dodge and only 10 armor. I don't think that's really worth it. I'm just going to reroll this and not worry about buying dodge. And then here, I'm going to take HP, because that's one of the things that we actually are missing is max HP. Terrified Onion, we've already got one, and my speed is fine, so I'm just going to pass on it. I could lose an armor for a regen and some attack speed. I think I'm going to pass on the Gummy Berserker as well. Can't buy Weird Ghost because we're going into an Elite Wave. Strange Book, we have a lot of elemental damage, and we actually have the Pocket Factory, so I think this is a case where Strange Book will be kind of fun. Yeah, I'm going to pick that up. So now we have 30 engineering. Suddenly our turrets are actually doing pretty good damage. Reroll. I feel like I'm kind of obligated to buy the Ghost Axe here because we're still playing a random run. So let's recycle this and buy the level 4 Ghost Axe. Buy the plant for some more regen, and I will buy the alloy as well. Still not going to be building up dodge, and the crit chance could come in handy, but mostly we now get 3 elemental, 3 melee, which we use both of, and 6 engineering out of it. So the fact that we're using all of these stats, like, we actually use all the stats, makes items like alloy or charcoal significantly more valuable for this build. Whoops, took an extra hit there that I did not mean to take. Just walked right into that boss. Trying to kill this thing a little faster if we can. I actually played that pretty badly because you can see my hammer is on the right side of my character. So I wanted to, and that's the highest DPS weapon I have for single target, just because it hits so hard. So I should have been trying to approach that boss from the left, so that we were hitting it with our rightmost weapon, which was the hammer. Something to pay attention to that I'm not always amazing at in this game, just where the weapons are. You can turn on weapon highlighting in the options to make that a little easier to see. I remember finding it distracting last time I tried it, but it's possible I should be turning on weapon highlighting to make little plays like that easier. Sif's Relic, sure, I'll take that. We have the cute monkey, and while I have already spent a little on baby geckos, I think we only have 2, so it's the Sif's Relic will come up. I'm going to reroll. While I am getting the engineering, I don't think it's something I'm going to prioritize. I'd rather pick up, yeah, we'll just take 6 melee damage here, just make my actual weapons better. Take the alloy. I could get my luck higher and buy some dodge, but both of those are so far negative that we're never going to repair them. Let's just reroll this. Bunch of weapons that are lower level than the versions of them that we currently have, so we can't use them at all. Take the Cyclops Worm, though, because more damage is good. And speed and engineering from the Compass. Compass is nice when you need to increase your speed, but we really don't, so I'm just going to pass on it. Compass is a funny item because it's actually quite inefficient, but because it gives you speed, which is a stat that's just hard to buy, it's one that you end up buying often anyways. And I listed it as like an A tier item or something like that, I think, even though the value for money that you get is not that high, but speed is just so important, and there are so many very high tier items that decrease your speed that it's really useful to be able to buy Compass anyways. But if you already have a lot of speed, it's not one that you should prioritize, or have enough speed, it's not one you should prioritize. Yeah, these turrets with the piercing bullet and the scared sausages are actually contributing pretty well to my wave clear here. We'll recycle this, and I'll take this. We've got good engineering, and we have piercing shots and fire shots, so Tyler's going to be amazing for us. Take percent damage here. It's just a level 4 upgrade. Don't think we have a boiling water. I don't think we have a bat either, so while the lifesteal isn't incredible, it's regen and lifesteal, we don't really need harvesting going into wave 19. And yeah, I've already got a scar, so it's not even worth regeneration for us. Crit chance and dodge are both stats that I'm just not prioritizing right now, so I'm going to pass on the blindfold. I will buy armor off of the duct tape still, and I guess we'll upgrade to a level 4 plank. And I'm not going to reroll. 45, spending 45 means we wouldn't be able to buy anything useful anyways. After this wave, I'll check the damage of my weapons and stuff, just for fun. Hitting these tentacles. Also, of course, the stats gained on my weapons. Although, because I've sold my ghost axes twice, we'll have to add... I think it was about 10... It was like 10 the first time and 12 the second time I sold it. So we'll just add, say, 25 or 30 to the percent damage it's given me. The ghost axe, I think, actually ended up being MVP of this build. Just take the elemental damage here. So my torch has done 6,000 damage during the last wave, but that doesn't... I'm not sure how that counts the burning damage. The Cacti Club, 5,000. The Lightning Shiv, 17,000. That's to be expected. Hammer, only 8k. Ghost Axe did 6.6k, but has also given me 8 stats. So we ended up with something like 30, 40 stats from the Ghost Axe, which, you know, that's a third of my percent damage, so that's pretty good. And then 6k. So yeah, it's really the Lightning Shiv carrying us. And actually, I would say the Scared Sausages and Pocket Factory are doing a lot of wave clear for us. So really happy with that purchase. I had the coffee by the Gentle Alien. I kind of love how this build came out, honestly. Just a really fun one. Take the Campfire as well. We don't have a Insanity, and the crit chance is still good, so we'll take that. Do I have a Gummy Berserker? No, so I'll just take that for 1 regen. And I'll just take the Riposte rather than reroll. I don't think we're going to be able to afford anything better than 2 melee damage after rerolling. Ooh, a bandana would have been nice, but we wouldn't have been able to buy it. Alright, so this build has come together, I would say, pretty well. We could still lose on this boss wave. We only have 80 health, which is much below where I want to be. And only 10 armor, no dodge, or 11 armor, rather. So we're definitely not a lock to win. I do feel pretty good just because of our very high damage output, but this elemental build is also not well set up to fight bosses, so we'll see. Gonna try to group up the bosses so I can damage them both at a time, maybe. I guess actually I'm gonna try to focus down just this one if I can, so as not to put them both in stage 2 at the same time. Just because this is a relatively tough fight. Alright, come back here. This one being... This is the challenge with the melee build. I should have focused on the octopus head. It's almost always right to focus down the octopus head, because it's faster to kill it since it moves towards you rather than moving around the map randomly. And it's the more dangerous of the two. Alright, I took 1,000,000 damage, so I have to back off. Pick up some healing before I re-engage. Took a bunch of damage there, but we should be okay now. Should have enough HP and regen to finish it. Yeah, so I had to play that last wave a little carefully, and I chose the wrong boss to target, but we got there. And that, I would say, was a really fun build to start off 2024 with. So, as always, my friends, I really hope that you've enjoyed this. Let's take a quick look at the damage. Torch actually did really well that wave. Lightning Shiv still carried, of course. And Hammer really was not pulling its weight, even though it's a level 4 hammer. Just attacks too slowly, even with the 100% attack speed buff. Yeah, I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that you had a wonderful new year if you had your new year at this time of year. And I hope that the next year is looking good for you all. As always, my friends, if you've enjoyed this video, do please, take the time to leave a comment, like the video, and of course you can subscribe to my channel for more of this and other strategy game videos. This next year is looking really exciting. We'll be talking about the sort of growth of the channel in a upcoming channel update video. I know I'm still, behind on that one because I got sick last month, but that will be upcoming in the next few days, and we'll talk about kind of what's next for 2024, but I will let you know that there's some exciting stuff on the horizon for the channel. So, cheers, my friends. Thanks you so much for watching and being here, and I will catch you next time.